Hello, guys. Welcome back. I think, actually, for a minute, I know how bizarre this is going to sound coming from me. I hit enlightenment. I think I actually did. And it came just when I thought it would come, when I was doing something, not trying to meditate, and was listening to creepypastas, because I thought it's never going to come from me meditating. Because I can't get into that no mind, no thought state unless I'm like doing something physically moving and listening to something. And damn if I swear I didn't hit enlightenment, and I swear it wasn't fumes from cleaning. And seriously, it was like I hit enlightenment. I was there for a couple minutes. I'm like, oh, I remember this. This isn't anything special. And I popped back down. And, Asmodeus had been toddling around behind me because the Dagda, I think, has been the one keep trying to get my attention. Are you all still getting those signs of like, I literally got a bunch of clocks on Pinterest out of nowhere today. It was like stop in time. And I'm like, okay, I'm thanking you. I changed my attitude. Instead of being worried and freaked out, I said, I am thanking you for telling me this. I am truly thanking you. I am grateful, but I am sorry I don't understand you. And I'm getting like a fluff ton of foxes. And I'm like, I am sorry I don't understand you. Who are you? And I'm looking at a list of time deities and everything. It's not working. So of course, when I'm cleaning, listening to creepy pastas, it happened and everything made sense. And I'm like, oh. And I couldn't really tell you the mysteries of the universe, so please don't ask. But basically, it was like everything they've been doing, all the craziness and everything, from what the dog explained, was initiation. And he said that there are a lot of people, please remember, this is just one person's experience. Do not apply this to yourself and be upset if it doesn't happen to you. All likelihood, I'm none of you in the loop. That all of us kind of remember where we were before this. There's a saying that this is just a ride. This is just kind of like a VR simulation, and we willingly do it for some reason. It's our lesson, and we love our lessons. We're kind of crazy that way, but we enjoy our lessons. And this is, various new age woo, and I do try to be careful where I tread. Will tell you this is the toughest planet to live on. So if you're on this planet, you like a challenge. I mean, you are crazy if you're here in 2020, but good on you, I guess. So it was like I got that, and I got the idea that we all come from there, where the gods are. I don't know where the hell this is, so please don't ask me. And to let them all in. Not in a dangerous way, not in a horror movie, ooh, let the gods in way. Just to let them in and to drop any mental barriers. A lot of us have been keeping up a lot of mental shields, and they said they know they're from 2020, but it's okay. It's time to drop the shields. It's okay. It's not a trick. They're not outside trying to get in. They need us to drop the shields because if we've been having a hard time talking, that's why. And it's not that they're all talking at once, it's that we're also gifted at putting up these shields because I don't want to offend people and say we're gods, but we kind of have a lot of power that we don't admit to. It's kind of like we have for lack of a better word, when we put up a shield, it's like putting up a dam and all the water stops, right? And then it's like our answering machine goes off when the littlest bit gets in, and there's 80 messages, and instead of playing one after another, they all play at once. And that's why we get overwhelmed. Where if we didn't have the shields up, they would just come in occasionally, nicely, gently. And I got that. And I got, don't pay attention to the rest of 2020. This is all just, it's part of the process. Not that it isn't sad and bad and scary what's happening. I'm not saying it's not. And I'm not saying we should have inaction, but to not be afraid of it because it's like a cyclone is moving through and cleaning up everything. And usually cyclones just level everything. But sometimes stuff gets torn down before it gets rebuilt. And I think as a species, we're finally coming to terms, at very least in America, what we're capable of, what we are, what we've become. And it was like the strong pair of arms, and it had to be Asmodeus, come around me, and I felt like I was trapped in like a hurricane or something, and pull me back. And I said, "You pulled me out of the storm. I feel like you pulled me out of a shipwreck. I feel like you pulled me out of all this other stuff." And he said, "Yeah, we're getting all of you. You know, whoever you're working with will get you, and you'll have this sensation like you've been pulled out of a shipwreck or a storm or whatever, and you're finally on dry land. You're like, I love the ground. I love the ground. I love the ground." And he's back. Nice snort, my lady. Anyhow. I have been doing my research today, and I realized that what I saw in my dream was like the Green Man, the Green Man. I'm gonna fuck this up. I'm sorry. Serenus, Herne the Hunter. There's a Welsh name. Yeah, the Welsh name. Wait, no, that guy's not Welsh. Damn it, there's a Welsh god too. But anyhow, it's all the thing of the god protecting the well and protecting the goddess. Now I know that's very polarized, very male, very female, but it's speaking in terms I can understand. And it was like, it's gonna be okay. You're all being drug out of this crazy vortex of crazy. You're all being drug out. No god started this. No god started this. This was no god's idea. Not even the chaos gods, because the chaos gods are looking around like, they really do like your lessons. God, this is extreme. And they're trying to smooth everything over. They're trying to pull us out of the wreckage. They're trying very hard to get our attention. It's like, how the hell did a storm drop out of nowhere today? It's supposed to be sunny and it rained all day. It's like somebody somewhere is like, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, right? So, I dropped my shields because I realized I have been keeping up mental shields, and it was just like, oh. And I saw I know this sounds insane. I saw beings I wouldn't classify as gods, but I know them. Like, I knew the African American gentleman in my dream, and I assumed he had to be a god because we assume anyone with power, prestige, or someone has to be a god. We typically do that. And there's this blonde woman that I don't feel that I have to keep this a secret from you. I've named Sally. I saw her when I was a little girl, and she was a little girl, but now she's just kind of tall and willowy and wears yellow dresses for some reason. And she would scare you a little bit because you know how strong she is, but she's not going to harm you. I don't know who the hell she is. And I'm like, okay, I finally belong in a sanitarium because I'm seeing, not like you can see a table or a chair or Foxy behind me, but, in your mind's eye, seeing all this. And, the old man, like, shakes his head and he says, this is what, you know, you see as children. You see the world as it is, and you have it taught out of you. And he said, this is just most of you are coming back to this. So that was one hell of a ride. And as I'm walking around having cleaned up a little bit, Asmodeus walks behind me and he reaches up towards like the neck area. He doesn't reach on me, but it's almost like I can feel as he's reaching. I feel like there's, for lack of a better word, there's like a handle or a tube back here. I know how fucked up this sounds, believe me. And he reaches and he goes yank, and it comes off. I said, ow! And it was like, what, my spirit body or something? Like he picked this thing off. And I said, ow! He goes, well, you don't need it anymore. Sorry. But he didn't sound sorry at all. So either I shouldn't like Copal anymore, or I went through some kind of weird enlightenment thing, experienced enlightenment, and said, oh, this is it. Okay, this isn't fun. Came back to. I would be the one person on earth to go, not fun. It was just like, it was like, yeah, we're all one and everything's interconnected, but this isn't fun. Bloop. So came back down. I don't know what it was, guys. I don't know if it's just stress is making us all loopy, but it definitely felt like a spiritual experience. It definitely felt like some kind of enlightenment. But it felt like it was not just for me, like we're all being pulled out of the wreckage. So if that makes any sense to you at all, and I don't sound like a fucking lunatic, comment below. But it was like everything's gonna be okay. All these things that I'm worried about and all these things I've stressed out about, it's all gonna be okay. And it's time related, guys. I'm sorry, still don't quite get the time thing. And they're all smiling at each other like I should know this because I almost am the one that set it up, and I'm the one sending the message to myself. I'm like, I would send myself a message. Like, I used to, as a child, write like one-word notes and think I would understand them, and I'd see them a week later. I never did know what they meant. So, yeah, either I'm sending this to myself or the gods are sending it to us. I think it's more universal God thing. It's something to do with time. I don't know if it's stop. I don't know if it's slow down, but I am still getting a lot of stop, and I'm getting a lot of time related stuff. I'm getting a lot of storm related stuff. A lot of you said you're getting a lot of poetry stuff, so I have no idea, but it feels like they're telling us like the worst, very, very worst parts of this storm are okay. Don't obsess over the news. Don't watch every violent thing that people are putting up with wild abandon on YouTube. You really don't need to see human beings execute each other in the streets. You do not. So try to keep that to a minimum, guys. I know it's upsetting. I know you want to watch it, but it's like that's just going to be aware of the news. Have sympathy, say prayers, cast circles, light candle, whatever it is you do, light sage, whatever. But don't expose yourself to violence that you don't have to. There's a difference between fantasy violence in a story or a video game or a movie for a lot of us. For some people, there's no difference, and actual violence that you're seeing. Okay, there's just you don't need to expose yourself to that if you don't have to. Some people need to. Some people feel better when they see it because they feel it's better to see than to not see, and I kind of tend towards that way. But then you can't unsee what you've seen. So I hope that helps some of you guys. I think I've just turned into a total lunatic, but I hope it helps. And Loki and Odin is like their personalities changed. It's like they were wearing masks, and this was a very long, years long initiation thing. I don't know, guys. I don't know. That's my reality right now. Wait 5 minutes. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye bye.